Oh, hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. All right, so ultimately, right, I noticed that it was an attempt to complete or to do another pattern, so to speak, uh, and it would be about pattern recognition. Ultimately, is what I'm getting from that. Uh, and how when a person would shift out of their pattern or what a person would think is the pattern or their paradigm, that it would automatically cause like different disruptions and things of that nature. And also for the fact of the whole check-in situation, what it is to check in, whether it be into a place and all this other stuff. One of the things that was coming to me a whole lot was during the court case for Mark Zuckerberg. That was coming to me a lot over the past couple days, but I was like, okay, no, it couldn't possibly be that. But and I had been talking about it as well, like in real life, about different little situations where I would check into a particular place, like on Facebook or whatnot, and the influence realistically that it had on those individuals uh, when you would do so, right? That would be following you, whether it be for good or bad, is irrelevant, right? And the wisdom that comes into place with safety precautions, where you don't check into a place until after you would have left, right? In any event, what it was that was going on, uh, Mark Zuckerberg, right, was on trial. And one of the questions that was asked to him is, does he check in wherever his hotel would be, so to speak, where his living situation would be and all this other stuff. And it would be a matter of privacy concerns and safety concerns. It was that. The other thing that was brought into place and space and light about those varying situations was the dredging up of the past and memories and things of that nature. And I heard a name yesterday. I was like, oh my God. No, I had been seeing it, but it was one of those Carmen Noela Rodriguez would be what that would be about. And it's one of those, I don't fuck with that girl. I didn't have a problem with the little weird chick. She had a problem with me, which was fine. I sent her one message screaming at her ass, literally screaming, because it was that she was doing spell work on me. And it was like, okay, that's fine. You know, you could do that, but yeah, I'm still here, basically. But no, I didn't, I defended myself. A lot of people got upset with me or have been upset with me because I defended myself in a situation and they felt like it for so long. One of the things when I was walking, right, that was coming to me a whole lot was my mom is dead. And since my mom is no longer here, a lot of people forget the mindset that comes into place, the mindset shift that comes when your parent is no longer alive. And in my case, my other parent, you know, he isn't mentally capable, so to speak, to defend me, right? So I have to defend myself. And a lot of people feel some type of way because for years, when my mother was alive, they were able to get their little issues off and talk shit as much as they wanted to, and I was just told to just brush it off. After she passed away, I didn't have that as an option anymore to just brush it off. The shit was hurting my feelings while she was alive, and it hurt my feelings after she passed away. Now, and I got what other people consider, oh, you know, you just got so mean. No, I didn't get mean. I had already felt that way, and you had already been warned by my parental figure that's no longer with us not to pick on me. So it was that. The other thing is with trying to do the whole do a replay of the righting of wrongs and all this other shit. I already did that shadow work back in 2019. Everything that supposedly would need to be addressed now, I had already did it in 2019. And it was after 2019 because one of the thoughts that was coming to me was about my sisters and stuff. And it's one of those, I don't have to clear the air with my sisters. My sisters told me what they thought about me. And I'm going to move the hell on and move the fuck around. Like I was told. I'll move around. It's no problem. Yeah, I only have 3 biological sisters. I don't have 4 sisters. I don't consider their friend as my sister, primarily because real is real, they never considered my friends as their friends or my friends as their sisters. And the one time that it did occur that that it was one of those familial thought processes, it was uh it was a janky situation that I ended up having to fix, and I no longer associate with that person any longer. And within me walking, I was like, damn. Yeah, because my sisters, they didn't really give a shit to have me uh as their friend for real, but that was because due to me having to grow up, yeah, the way that I did, I was more so put in a leadership role and position and a secondary parent. If you know, you know. Uh, I was the second parent in the household because my dad had left or whatnot. This is not me saying that I'm holding a grudge or nothing, but facts is facts. And when it's a fact, you can't hold a grudge with a fact. You just holding a boundary so that you don't fall back into those same paradigms. I literally, y'all, yeah, I'm just giving a report. I just been calling all of the same resources it is that I've been calling for the past few years on and off. There hasn't been any like improvement, so to speak, in it. I've learned how to navigate things a whole lot better though. But yeah, with my sisters, when I was staying at my sister's house before I went into the shelter, yeah, because trying to put me back in that same position so that you could see what you need to see, opposed to just acknowledging that you were really fucked up, you didn't care. Because that was something that was coming to me a whole lot. That was coming to me a whole lot. It was like people can't say that they didn't know. They need to say that they didn't care. And if you didn't care, then it's one of those, okay, I wasn't upset with people if they didn't care to support me then. Yeah, I'm not all that upset about them feeling like they just got to really support me now. I told them how they could support me. They could support me with hitting my damn Cash App. They knew what the hell the deal was then and all throughout it. I don't like dredging up the old portions because I had spoke on it when it happened. And that typically be a lot of people's issue. It's one of those, how dare you speak on what happened? Yeah, how dare you speak and stand up for yourself in that moment. That's pretty much what a lot of the shit had boiled down to. And my resolution in it, right? With my sisters and things of that nature was, okay, I went to, clear whatever error it was that it was had between us at those times. Yeah, and sure, I'm not gonna keep fucking apologizing for the same fucking thing. People keep getting mad at me about that. I'm not gonna keep apologizing to you after you hurt my damn feelings. If that ain't a narcissistic fucking ideal set, I don't know what the fuck is. No one has to keep doing that shit. I'll remember, what it is that would have taken place, but I'm not finna go and apologize to you because you tried to whoop my ass and it didn't work. I'm not ever been the type to follow a whole bunch of people around or do none of that shit. I do think I need to call St. Louis Housing Authority though, because they was a part of some bullshit too. Yeah, I noticed when I would do my readings and stuff like that, they had it would be a play on it when it was always during Mercury retrograde. Like she wouldn't contact me just throughout the regular process. Like I stay in contact with her to let her know what was going on. But yeah, play with your housing voucher. Yeah, they play with my housing voucher. Everybody been playing with me. And then they wonder why all the shit will be fucking up and blowing up in their face and all this other stuff. It's one of those, I'm just trying to do the right things and you motherfuckers is trying to get social media. Yeah, get social media clearance and shit. It's one of those, okay, you could do that and not fuck me over in the process. The other thing was, yeah, because I ain't even gonna lie. I have, at one point, I tried to be what I considered likable. But within me being considered quote unquote likable, that's when my kindness got taken for weakness by a lot of different individuals. And and that's where the villainy aspect comes into place for me, because it's one of those, I started saying no. I said no, I don't want it. And when you're dealing with a lot of people who have those childhood wounds, however it is they come into place, whether it be them feeling left out or them feeling uncertain, right, about what they would perceive is theirs, so to speak. Yeah, it was one of those, you know what, I'm gonna just leave well enough alone. Now, one of the things that had come up a whole lot during the different discussions that I had with my sisters was about I did feel like I was owed something, and I am owed something. I'm owed fucking respect. Damn it. I didn't ask for nobody's soul. If I say no, I don't have it, they don't give you a right to treat me like shit. Because it was plenty of times, you know, with us coming up that they didn't have it and I had to provide it for them. Whether they understood it or knew it or not is fucking irrelevant. The facts need no support in that regard. But that was just the fact of the situation. I don't harbor any hard feelings toward them, but I done already went through that process with them. They say how they felt, I say how I felt. Same situation goes with family and things of that nature. You say how you feel about something, I say how I feel about it, and I'll just let the shit go. Whatever happens after that is just what happens. 11-11 when I said that. I don't be upset behind it, and I don't try and play games with nobody over it either, though. Yeah, I don't like dwelling in that particular mindset. The other thing was, yeah, with me posting on my YouTube, yeah, some of the causes that I made today, it was a whole different, tone in it. And last night I heard 2 gunshots. Right now, part of it would be on the lowest level, the different manifestations as they would come into place. That's why I personally, it must be some of the readings or trying to integrate some of the different illusions, because personally when I'm listening to different readings, none of the readings I perceive have like gunshots or anything like that in it, primarily because it was a lot of people who were getting killed based off of the manifestation of interpreting things that way. It was causing a lot of issues. Right now, true enough, in some instances it was things that really was happening, but in other instances it wasn't things that was actually happening. It was things that was manifested so that it could feed the machine for social media, for Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and Meta and all this other shit, right? The other portion of it, right? Yeah, I still say Meta is the child of Facebook, unless what they're really revealing is that Meta was the underlying grouping, and that's what, it was the underlying grouping for the program system, which is actually kind of annoying because it's the addictive nature that comes into place with like Facebook and all that other stuff. It would be because there is a part of the brain called Meta. So it would be about that stuff. No, I don't fuck with Mark Zuckerberg at all. I don't like his ass. He know I don't deal with him. He know I don't fool with him at all. It's a lot of them that know I do not fool with them. None whatsoever. Because you stealing from me and you trying to make me feel like shit. And then you keep trying to set me up on the spiritual side, thinking that I don't know. And because other people aren't aware of what I'm aware of, it's one of those, okay, ain't nobody gonna believe her either. And it's one of those, that's fine. I'm not finna trip off all that. I know that it's true. And yeah, I know the truth of, different situations it is that will go on. But yeah, a lot of the different, oh, that's a pretty picture. A lot of different situations it is that have been going on. I don't do well with a person trying to program my mind. None whatsoever. I really, really don't. Primarily because they pretty much break themselves trying to program me, and opposed to just watching me be my natural self and just do things naturally. You need to do this way and that way, and it's one of those, okay, but I know a faster way to do it. Or a more efficient way to do it. It's not only faster, but it reaches the goal the same way. And on top of that, my family and my sisters, they didn't believe shit it was that I was saying about nothing. And it was like, okay, you just not my soul tribe. That's not complicated. That's simple. You're not my soul tribe. You just not my soul tribe. You're my biological tribe, and I've done everything that I was supposed to do in those regards. Is a matter of, whenever my unfortunately, because now let me yeah, maybe if I say it this way, it'll be received better. Because the part it was that I played over the course of my life was to finance a lot of things and make sure things got taken care of and paid for, it would be believed, yeah, and interpreted that that would be the only reason for me being in a person's life. With that being said, with me clearing the air, I was trying to put into perspective, but it was too far gone by then. Yeah, it was too far gone by that time. By that time, the shit was over and done with. It's one of those, nope, I've already classified you how I'm gonna classify you, and that's gonna be that. So there's that portion. The other part of it is, I had, when I said what I said, I said what I said. If you don't, I had said, I don't think it's a good idea for me to go back, for me to go outside like that. And they was like, no, you gotta go and all this other stuff. It's one of those, okay, I may not come back. And the anger that came into place with it, I guess, or resentment that would have come into place with that is that I didn't come back. And sure, I do what I say I'm gonna do. I don't half step, I don't pussyfoot, I don't play a whole bunch of games. I do what I say I'm gonna do. And I do my best to uphold a lot of different situations it is that will go on. I guess I'll call the housing authority and close that out, because that would be another cycle that would need to be closed, since I wasn't able to utilize the Section 8 voucher because of all of the fuckery and fuck shit it is that was going on, and how people are connected here in Missouri. And I know a lot of people fuck up with this. They believe in the connections aspect and connection area. I heard they believe that because they connected to you, they can disrespect you. Yeah. And they don't. And my thing is, if I'm not being disrespectful to you, you don't get to be disrespectful to me. And disrespect goes in a lot of different facets. Playing with a person's livelihood, how much it is they can pull in. Yeah, in short, they gotta kiss your ass all the time. It's one of those, I don't kiss people's ass, and I don't expect for them to kiss mine. I actually prefer, no, I don't like yes men. But I also don't like for a person to claim that they on my side, but they taking up for the other person. Then you're not on my side. You're not on my side at all. Yeah, you just trying to save face and put in that the proverbial putting eggs in more than one basket. You haven't made your mind up about exactly how you feel about the situation. And I personally don't do that. Like with anything, when I make my mind up about it, I just one of those, okay, that's my decision. And if I feel personally indecisive about something, I'll be like, nope, because it's taking me too long to make a decision about it. So it's that. The other thing was that kept coming up, and it was the whole Carmen thing. That was from when I was working at St. Louis Public Schools. Yeah, and fuck boy, military dude, military fuck boy, as I call him. But Corey Black, right? Whoever the fuck he is. Yeah, no, because I know he knows how to shift into other Libra essence real fucking quick. And it's one of those, okay, I don't have time for all that shit to drudge it up. But I wished him and Carmen well. And what ended up happening was through poets, right? He had sent word that she had a boyfriend and all this other shit. And it was one of those, I guess it was the heartbreak aspect, but trying to be fucking social media influencer, social media famous. And my thing was, that wasn't what I was put here for. To be social media famous. I was here to be on the spiritual aspect and make sure I did what I was supposed to for my community. Not only for the community of what would constitute as twin flames, because whether we like it or not, karmics are a part of the community, but karmics don't necessarily always have to be a bad thing. That was my perspective going into this. So when I was, okay, you just need to be healed. All right, well, let me tap into my bag and figure out what it is I need to do in order to heal a lot of stuff. I heard you don't like when people repeat back to you something that you would have said. Yeah, because it wasn't your idea. It wasn't your idea, and it wasn't an original thought. You just got beef with me because I could think for myself. I don't like that's very annoying. It's very fucking annoying. What's the point in you doing all that? Typically be my problem. Yeah, because you're in the wrong for trying to defend something that you either A, didn't bother to get the information on, and B, you trying to play a spiritual game with somebody realistically who you're not on the same level to play that spiritual game with. Regardless of what my physical situation is, we're not talking about the physical situation, because the physical situation manifested from somebody playing a spiritual game with me because I said no. I keep telling y'all that. It's because I be like, you know what? No, I don't think I want to do that. That's not for me. Because I said no to doing cocaine, that I wouldn't do that. I didn't say I was judging anybody who did that. I think that's the thing, that the other part of it. I never judged anybody off of what it is they did. I seen it as them self-medicating because I knew the underlying root of what it was that was going on. So a lot of people realistically got pissed with me because I'm smart enough to say, or not only smart enough, but intuitive enough to see, okay, there was some underlying shit that was going on with that. So with there being some underlying causes, I'm not gonna trip off that person too much. And it would be different if I would have said no. Yeah, if I would have cussed the person out and been attitudinal and all this other shit, I just did a simple, no thank you. And that just broke their fucking spirit. Oh my God, she said no thank you. It's one of those, okay, bitch, you not used to a person being polite? What the fuck? Yeah, that's craziness. I deal with that a lot here. Yeah, and the fact that my First Amendment, motherfuckers don't like my First Amendment right to say no. It's like, nah, what you just did or whatever, what have you, that wasn't cool. I don't like that. I'm good on you. I'm good on that. The other thing that I know that will be going on, is people lying to themselves. Typically would be that whole portion. Oh no, I've been called entitled, but I get called entitled a lot unfortunately, by a person who would have hurt my feelings, and I would have told them, you know what, I ain't like that you hurt my feelings, in so many words. Or, for lack of better phrasing, with the whole poking of the bear, thinking that I'm not supposed to roar, or thinking I'm not supposed to do nothing about it. I'm just supposed to sit there and fucking take it. I'm not no animal, and this ain't slavery. 2255 when I said that. This is not fucking slavery. If you call yourself, with people trying to break another person, that typically be their problem. Within that whole, the breaking, that's what it's supposed to be from. It was a journey of love reading that I did while I was at that apartment. And when you're talking to military people, and the whole Willie Lynch aspect, that's why that keeps coming up. Break the mind and keep the body, right? Ultimately, what it boiled down to is understanding the process by which a person would go to, quote unquote, break you. Yeah, and I'm not real big on, it's one of those, okay, I'll just do whatever it is that I need to do to fix it or to finish it, and then I would have done everything that I'm supposed to do, but they wouldn't have done what they supposed to do. You can't get mad at me because I can't make you do nothing, and that be the other thing, because I say shit like this, but I'm standing on it and I mean it. I can't make you respect me. I can't make you appreciate me, but I can make you wish you had. And the biggest way that I've always personally done that, it was because I just keep moving and I would reach whatever goal it is that I would have. Yeah, basically by proving a motherfucker wrong in those regards. And a lot of people see that as me being spiteful, but me being goal-oriented, determined, that's constituted as being spiteful. Me having a sense of self, a healthy sense of self for a while, that nobody else contributed to. I did it by myself, and I was supposed to do it by myself, because in those regards, or go ahead and say whatever you have to. I had to do it by myself because if I would have depended on any of the persons that are around me when they betrayed me, that would have been what broke me. If I was always going to somebody else, that's the codependence that people be talking about in those regards, that are a part of like building self-esteem. It's called self-esteem, and you can't be upset with me because I have a good sense of self. Right now, can I teach another person how to do it? Absolutely. Will I do it right now? Absolutely fucking not. No, every person that I help build their self-esteem from that time period of 2019, I will say it's only been, not every person, but the majority of people, because I did it for my kids, and my kids, they turning out a lot better than I anticipated, considered the amount of stress and duress and distress that we as a family were put under. I just heard I love you. Oh, I love you too. But considering everything it was that had gone on, right? With my family, and with me being a cheerleader, within me being a cheerleader for those people who are around me, and being a cheerleader for my city, everybody in the damn city decided at one point they wanted a big ass fucking manhunt on my ass, all because I was like, you know what, no, I don't want shit to do with this, because too many people were benefiting off of me identifying them as a person who realistically was abusive. That's the other part. You people, yeah, for those people who are affected by it, you mean to tell me you can't identify abuse? Yeah, it's a lot of people who realistically don't know what love is. I tell people on a very regular basis, I'm not about to fight with somebody that I genuinely care for and I genuinely love. Will I stand my ground on how they treat me? Absolutely. Will I teach them how to treat me? Absolutely fucking not. That takes too damn much. You are an adult. If it's a kid, it's one thing, because kids are coachable. They are more inclined to pay attention because they're trying to learn how to get through the survival aspect. But teaching an adult how to treat you, do you see what the fuck I'm going through right now just to show a motherfucker how to treat me? That you got to treat me with respect? The reality is, I said it 4 years ago. Yeah, I said it 4 or 5 fucking years ago. What you doing right now is not going to work very well for you in the long run. The other thing was, yeah, because it was a whole bunch of stuff that I had seen, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, too many people were comfortable in dysfunction because they benefited from it. And I'm not trying to be the type of person that benefits because of dysfunction. No, that's not cool. That's not cool at fucking all. And I really don't care for it. What was I saying? Oh no, because I was even at that time. Yeah, because during the reading, a lot of the readings that I was doing then, they were being utilized to guide. Definitely, I know him. Which by right, he shouldn't have been looking on my fucking page. He shouldn't have been on my page. He shouldn't have been on my YouTube, because he had blocked me on Facebook because of Michael Franco and them doing all this other shit. And I was telling his stupid ass, even in, doesn't matter. I had already told him this. See, this is what I mean by when people dredge up old memories and stuff like that. No, he's not a true love at fucking all. He is a true fucking a nuisance and annoyance. He is. There's nothing good about that part. Because he knew everything about what was going on. He didn't care that I was supporting myself. He only cared that I was supporting other people. That's that imbalanced Libra shit. In any event, though, with the whole situation with Carmen Noella, when I first seen that picture go up, I was like, oh, she's beautiful. They make a really cute couple together. I knew that he was looking for a quote-unquote girlfriend, quote-unquote, because he was supposed to be doing something for Meta. But behind the scenes, I was still being a friend to his ass. Now, when that shit got out of hand was when he got too damn much and he wanted to play like I don't get shit out of it. It was one of those, okay. Yeah, I didn't even bitch about it. I just said, okay, this is how you feel. Cool, let me go ahead and do what I needed to do in order to get my family and shit back in order and decent. But everybody wants to keep playing the games because everybody benefited from it. Now you get to continue. This is the part of those benefits that come into place with it. I just heard, are you mad? I'm tired of people asking me if I'm mad about it. You want me to be upset. Say that. Say, I want you to be mad. That's what you really should say. I want you to be mad. I want you to have resentment towards me for the way I treated you. I don't have resentment towards you. You were one of my, a lot of people who treated me that way, they were lessons for me. I don't have any resentment or anger towards my motherfucking school teachers. I'm not upset with, people have free will choice. Everybody keeps fucking forgetting that. Maybe I need to post that on my page. You had a free will choice. You decided, because you usually get coddled and get your damn way in the parental aspect. After you bitching and moaning and throwing a fucking hissy fit, you get your way. I wasn't one of those types of parents. Mirroring numbers when I said that, 3113. A person, and I wasn't even like that in a classroom. I wasn't like that in a nursing facility. I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that even when I did my last private duty gig. No, I'm not going to entertain bullshit. If you got the same energy that a person would have to be able to get up and walk to the fucking store to go get whatever they're going to get, they could take that exact same energy and focus it on what they need to do in their own personal space, in their own personal life. Can't be upset with me because I do apply that to myself. I don't need nobody to tell me to do that. Moving forward, though. Was those your thoughts this morning? Absolutely not. I wake up pretty happy, regardless of what because I'm getting closer to it. As time progresses, I'm getting closer to what's supposed to be happening for me. So I revel in it, and I'm happy in it. And I show my gratitude and thankfulness in it. But what I'm not going to do is keep being pulled all the way to fuck back to a time period because somebody else was under an influence. That's not taking the 12 steps that are necessary. Because even in 12-step programs, you apologize for it and then you make amends and you keep it pushing it. It don't have to be that you actually stay with the person or kick it and you re-get the opportunity to love again. You do get the opportunity to love again, just not that person that you fucked over. I be getting frustrated, y'all, because I don't feel like that should be something that has to be spoken on with adult people who do like to hold grudges, who do like to hold resentment, who don't like to fix whatever will be going on in varying situations. I just heard you not cold-hearted at all. I don't know. I've been called cold-hearted. I've been called a lot of really lower vibratory things that realistically I know don't reflect me, but because that's the part that I play in that person's life, or they feel that that's the part that I play in their life, you don't want no cold-hearted motherfucker around you. I don't know not one person who do. An actual cold-hearted person? No, they don't want nobody like that around them. So it's that part. The other portion of it is there's a difference between being cold-hearted and adhering to a boundary that would be set for you in order for a relationship to grow. I just heard, can you go into that a little bit more? Yeah, if there's a boundary that said you acknowledge the boundary and it's certain shit you just don't cross over. A lot of good points were made. And why did I get married too? I'm utilizing that because that's something that's widely known and a lot of people have seen that movie, that film. But the hitting below the belt, when you continuously hitting a person below the belt and they telling you, look, don't hit me below the belt, that hurts. They not hitting you back below the belt. They just telling you, don't do that. But you're the type of person who enjoys provoking people because you have to get that emotional response. Energy vampire. That does make you an energy vampire. It does. It makes you an energy vampire, and it makes you not reliable in that regard. The other thing is with me having a public persona, so to speak, public persona and appearance and things of that nature. Yeah, because I went through that a whole lot. I've spoken to the fucking public. I'm supposed, for a really long time. It's not something that just started. This is something that's been going on for realistically the duration of my fucking life. From the time I won a damn writing contest when I was 7 years old up until now, I've had to speak in the public. So I should be more polished, and I should have more confidence, and I should be able to think on the spot. Yeah, that's stuff that happens when that's just who you are, and that's just a part of what it is that you've done on a regular basis. Yeah, it shouldn't require a fucking fight amongst anyone. And the biggest portion of it is the thought process of, oh, well, in the familial and friends and soul tribe and all that other shit that will be going on is, but you supposed to come and ask me for help. Bitch, I'm not finna beg you for shit. That ain't no, you trying to make me beg your ass. I had that shit beat the fuck out of me as a kid. I've been working since I was fucking 14 years old. And technically hustling, quote unquote, since I was 10. I was mowing lawns and shit and doing, chores at people's fucking houses for a few dollars, even fucking in. Because I didn't want to get in trouble for taking money out of my damn bank again. I wanted what they called it, a pen pal. I wanted a pen pal. I want to say the person was over in like Germany or France or something like that. And I had one for a little second, and you had to pay $2 in order to get it done. I remember going to the lunch lady. Yeah, because I had $2 in pennies, and she gave me the $2. We exchanged those $2 so that I could get a pen pal and pay the teacher so my name could be put on the damn list. Yeah, I got in trouble for it, but it was one of those, why did you take that money? It was like, I wanted a pen pal. And then, in short, me wanting to be out and about amongst people and actually having to be out and about amongst people and being put in the classes and things of that nature. Yeah, I've been this way since childhood. If I don't really feel like I have nothing to say, I don't say anything. If I do feel like I got something to say, I'll say something. But that don't happen a whole lot. I like to observe because I'm checking to see what patterns it is would still need to be addressed, not necessarily by people that I encounter on a daily basis, but more so by people in general on a humanitarian scale. And the fact that I have a humanitarian viewpoint that pisses people off, seriously, I'm not just centered toward my ethnicity, because guess what? That's what got a lot of people fucked up. Yeah, it's a fine line that comes in regards to it. Excuse me, in regards to a lot. Me knowing who I am and my position in the universe should not affect who you know yourself to be and your position in the universe. If anything, it should let you feel more adept to understanding you're not alone with knowing who you are. And even if you may be standing alone in the physical in a space somewhere else, you know you're not standing alone in the spiritual. So there's that. But there are particular things that are unjust, right? Unjust. And in light work ain't light work. Realistically, it boils down to understanding what you could do to navigate and make it better, period. Yeah. So, I hope everybody, yeah, I don't think I got too much or nothing else to say. I heard, why haven't you done any speaking engagements? Have y'all not been paying attention to the fact that I'm unhoused? Yeah, y'all do things, that's backwards. That's backwards. I have to get the stability aspect together first. And the stabilizing aspect would be, me having a conversation or making the necessary reports to people of what my experience with whatever it is that was going on would be. You can't discredit my experience because you were treated better than I was and you fucked it up. I was treated fucked up and I made it better. That's not, we are not the same. Yeah, motherfuckers is not the same. It's not the same. I feel some type of way because I lost my damn, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to find my damn nose ring, the other nose ring it is I have. I probably should just buy me another one because Opal gave me that one. And I know she really don't care for me very much, and she probably cursed it or some shit when she was handing it to me. When she was handing it to me. No, because it's just some people who are just like that. That's how they've been programmed to get what they want. And on top of that, healing is a free will choice. Not everybody wants to fucking do it. So, there's that. Oh, it wouldn't matter because I would just block her ass again. I don't care how many different numbers she would call me from. And sure, all of that correlation bullshit that was being spoken on, yeah, they didn't know. Don't play scientists if you don't even really understand how to follow the scientific method and you don't understand what a real hypothesis is. A lot of people like playing scientists and you could tell they were not ever a scientist in a former life. So there's that. It's time for me to get moving and grooving, like really moving and grooving. I already did my little exercises and stuff for today and made a lot of calls. I'll make a few more in a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, I be telling people don't fall into the hype, don't follow the hype, because you'll get fucked up behind it and then y'all will be mad as hell. Obviously, yeah, because I had a lot of people pissed off with me because I was like, I told y'all not to do that. So when I was, well, I'm gonna do it anyway, but I told you that would not be a good idea for you, especially considering your pattern behavior. I told a lot of people that they didn't want to listen to it. They just wanted me to coddle them and be all, oh, well, it's okay. I'm not that type of person. If you wrong, you just wrong with some stuff. And when I was wrong with stuff, I just owned up to it. But when I didn't have no other option, her say what you had to about the housing. Yeah, I done said it a few times. I'm not finna be fucking no damn body just so I can live in their house. What the fuck is wrong with you people? No, it's not that it's a problem for somebody else to do it. If that's what they're willing to do, so be it. But that's not what I'm willing to do. Especially knowing that I earned what I earned and I was doing everything the right way. You want me to do shit the other way just because that makes you comfortable? You think it'll give us the same background. It still won't give us the same background. And it still won't be the same standard. Even if I do the shit that you would do, yeah, even if I do the shit that other people would do, I'm still not going, I heard say what you have to. I'm still not going to be persecuted the way you are because you're doing spell work to make me do things the way you want them done. It's not natural for me to do it that way. In short, 4422. In short, you got to pay attention to what you can control in yourself. I'm paying attention to what I can control in myself. And a lot of people be upset with me because I can control myself. 4433 when I said that. I know how to control me. I don't be trying to control or puppet nobody else. I give guidance. And I help. A lot of people don't want guidance. Yeah, they don't want guidance. But yeah, I've been like I said, I've been doing what it is I'm supposed to in a lot of different regards with stuff. I'm finna go ahead and hop off of her. Heard that, are you gonna do another Knicks mix? Yeah, when I get a chance to. When I get a chance to. When the songs really start flowing through me, I will. But right now, yeah, because ultimately the whole me being told about the library situation, and then the whole situation with like AmeriCorps and all these other places, it's like, okay, yeah, people want me to go right back into looking at and dealing with people. Sometimes people make mistakes. That's from that connected conduit reading. When you're an intuitive, you're not allowed to make mistakes on the spiritual side. You are not. You're not. I'm telling you that from personal fucking experience. I'm not telling you that because I feel like I'm better than you. I'm not telling you that only based off of spiritual law. I'm not telling you that based off of physical law. I'm telling you that because that shit I know. I made a huge mistake by helping a lot of karmic people in my life. And where it's gotten me is, like, I'm a peaceful person, period. But I don't have the material wealth because me trusting that I did that I was doing things the right way, that they in turn would set an example for them to do things the right way. It made them think they could play with you. Not only that they could play with me, it made them think that they could kill my ass. I think everybody keep fucking forgetting what the fuck it was that I just literally came out of. I'm not lying. I'm not playing fucking games. I had motherfuckers literally on my ass. Spiritually and fucking physically. And everybody was being completely fucking rude and nasty and distasteful. And I was like, you know what? Damn humans. And their free will choice, because they're freely choosing to be this rude. Okay, well let me completely ignore it and opposed to be rude with their ass. I just go on about my damn day. Yeah, I don't have to say too much of nothing. I don't have to do too much of nothing. I could just chill the fuck out. Yeah, it's one less person to have to worry about. I heard why you say it like that, though. Because it's the truth. Look at it from I need you to look at this from a different perspective. When someone shows you who you are, who they are, believe them. That's something that we always go into. We always say. But what that really means is, if a person shows you, you get one person who will be showing you that they're a hard worker, they're honest, they have spiritual gifts, right? You would think that would be what a person would believe about them. Not that they lazy, they don't do shit, and for lack of better phrasing, that they're stupid and they don't deserve anything. On the other hand, or in another person, if this other person continuously feels, or not feels, they continuously show you that they're going to talk about you behind your back, and when they say it to your face, whatever they said behind your back, they get mad because you check them about it. Yeah, and then they'll turn around and then they'll say that they did or said all that because they needed you. You're not likely to really go to that person because that person isn't a good person for you. That's a common sense thing. And that doesn't necessarily have to come into place with, maturity doesn't necessarily always teach that lesson. Some of those lessons come from being in abused households for a really long time, or abusive situations for a really long time. And if a person says you being honest how you feel about a situation, it constitutes as you being abusive because it doesn't align with what they want to perceive. Yeah, that's the narcissistic aspect that'll come into place with it. But that's just it. All right. I'm about to get moving and grooving. Light and love to y'all. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good day, a good pre-hump day. I really, really do. Because yeah, it's a lot of stuff that will be, I guess, that will be going on. Obviously, I heard the planets, talk about the planets. Oh, well, the planet says definitely going to be affected in regards to this is going to be Saturn. And then it's the planet parade. Like for the past 2 years or so, yeah, they saying that that's the first time that those planets then lined up. Those planets lined up like that last year around this same time. Actually, was it 2025? Yeah, in February, the planet parade took place. I remember it because I went to an event then. I went across the water to support a couple people there. And when I don't do the, I gotta fall out with you and I hate you and all this other bullshit. But in order for me to be like, okay, I'm finished with that cycle, it's one of those, I do loving departures. Now, if you hate my ass afterward, okay, you just hate me afterward. I'm not finna be mad about it. You just don't like my ass. And why would I want to hang around you if you don't like my ass? Let's really think about that. Seriously. And you have to think, you're not talking to a person who just now, people just now started not liking them. People have not liked me for the duration of my fucking life. Picked on, so being isolated or out to myself it doesn't cause me a problem. In short, for real, yeah, everybody likes to complain about what took place with the pandemic, with being being cooped up in a house and not being able to touch people. And my whole thing is, why the fuck do you always feel the need to touch motherfuckers? Because, I don't always like hugging people. I don't always like people touching me. And it has a lot to do with me protecting my energy. And I'll have, me protecting my energy. And since I know what I got going on, that's for me to respond the appropriate way. Because the test isn't whether or not I hug you back. The test is whether or not I know that if it's appropriate for me to hug a person in that time. That's not rejecting love, because within that, a person, someone else fulfilling their need to touch you, right, it's just like rape. It be just like rape. So I know, you know what, nah, I'm good, I don't want this, I'm okay, I'm fine. Or for whatever reason. No, because if I feel like I don't smell a particular way, if I feel like I'm musty, I'm not finna hug no damn body. The fuck? That's disrespectful. That's real disrespectful. Why the fuck is you passing out hugs and you don't even smell right? No. And I've been outside, I be smelling like outside and shit. The only people who get away with that shit is, for real, family and my sister, and not even my sister, family and my kids. And even in that regard, it's only certain family members. You know what I don't think people realize? Yeah, I was serious. I was dead ass when I said, when I was in my 30s, I was in my fucking 40s. Now that I'm in my 40s, I'm in my fuck you 50s. When I get in my 50s, I'm gonna be in my shut the fuck up talking to me 60s. When I'm in my 70s, I'm gonna be sit your ass down 70s. And I already have that mindset. But with me having that mindset, it's one of those, I know I have other things it is that I have to do. So I typically focus on what it is I need to do for myself and for my family. I don't focus on what somebody else wants me to do, because if they care, they don't matter. If they matter, they don't care.